Hey, how's it going? And welcome to the first episode of Ask Gregg, the Q&A show here on YouTube, where I'm going to be taking your questions on personal development, marketing, podcasting, whatever you want to ask. Whatever it is that you're interested in, send the questions in. I'm going to answer them. I'm so excited for you guys to tune into this. Honestly, this feels good. I've wanted to do something beyond the podcast for a little while now. I've wanted to do something that was more interactive, allowed me to meet more of you, allowed me to connect with you all. And this is that opportunity. So I'm super, super pumped for this. I'm super excited. I'm hoping this becomes a format that you guys like because it's something I want to keep doing. Now, with all of that said, this show is going to be publishing every Thursday here on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Gregg Clunis. So make sure you click subscribe before you leave to make sure you never miss an episode. All right, let's get into the first question. And again, if you have a question for a future episode, you want to ask me a question, whether it's about your personal development or marketing or podcasting or entrepreneurship or whatever it is. If you have a question related to the 6 core areas of your life, your fitness, nutrition, finances, career, relationships, and emotional health, send them my way. I'm super pumped to answer. All right, let's get into the first question. So the first question comes from Kia Fleming, and shout out to Kia. Thank you so much for sending this in. She says, Gregg, what are your top 3 things to have in a morning routine? Now, this is an awesome question. I get stuff about morning routines all the time. It's obviously a super common, it's something that we all care about, right? We all sort of want to optimize our mornings in order to optimize the rest of our days, in order to be on top of things. Now, for me, what I've found to work well, first, I drink a glass of water. So I wake up, I drink a glass of water. And the easiest way to do this is just to keep a glass of water right next to your bedside table. I personally get up and go and get new water because I like cold water, which I know isn't the healthiest, but whatever, right? I drink a glass of water. Now, here's why I do that. Your body, when you're sleeping, is a little bit dehydrated, right? You haven't had water. If you think about it, when you're sleeping, you have not had water for hours. You haven't had water for a very long time. So I drink a glass of water to rehydrate, to get myself more awake, to get back into my body and feeling okay, I'm a little bit lubricated, right? Able to move and be awake again. But that's just me because I'm not a morning person. Now, the second thing that I do, the second big part of my morning routine is I stretch. I just reach up, stretch out my arms, stretch my legs, do a little hip stretch, twists, all of that stuff, right? Why do I do that? Well, because for the last 8 hours, you have not used your body. If you're sleeping comfortably, you're really not moving all that much. And so your body has been sort of curled up all night. And I always like to, as a part of waking up, as a part of getting myself ready for the day, to just spread out, stretch everything out and get yourself in a place where you feel loose, you feel ready, you feel nimble and capable again. Because again, you really have not used your body all that much while you were sleeping. And then the last thing that I do, the last big part of my morning routine, is I do something energizing. Now, for me, that's energizing non-substance. So I do drink coffee, but typically I try not to make coffee the first thing that I'm doing when I'm trying to sort of wake myself up, right? So this can be anything. For me, I have a morning salad, and I know that sounds a little bit weird, but I make a very basic salad: lettuce, tomato, some olive oil, and maybe some vinegar. And that's it. I just have a very small, very simple salad. But what that does for me is it gets some nutrients into my body. And I just love the feeling of my body after I've had a salad. So I figure I'll do that first thing. I'll have that feeling first thing and have that carry through the rest of my day. And since I've been doing this, I've found that I've had more energy through the rest of the day. I've been more energetic, more alert, more awake, and I'm much more likely to make good decisions around my diet because I've started the day from a really strong place. Now, after all of that, I'll sit down with a cup of coffee and I'll start some work, or I'll hang out with Rachel if she's here, or I'll do any number of things. But those are the three first things in my morning routine. I'll drink a glass of water, I'll stretch, and I will have a salad or whatever is energizing for you. So thank you so much, Kia, for submitting that question. Next question. So Ivan asks, Greg, how can I become a confident adult? Well, Ivan, thank you so much for the question. And I have this thing that I say a lot, and I do this for myself, but truly I mean it for everyone, right? I believe that competence is confidence. Now, here's what I mean by that. When you are good at something and you can trust yourself in that thing, you feel confident. Now, that is true for individual tasks like cooking yourself a meal, making the bed, doing laundry, whatever it is, but that's also true for your life as a whole. The more things you are competent in that are a part of your daily routine and your daily life, the more confident you feel in that daily routine and daily life. Now, what does that have to do with you? Well, if you are struggling to feel confident in your adult life, if you're struggling to feel like you are in control and you can move your life forward as an adult, then you need to become more competent in the areas that affect your life. So that might mean trying one thing after another. That might mean cooking your first meal by yourself, doing laundry by yourself, making your bed every single morning, cleaning your house, whatever it is that needs to go into your adult life, paying your bills on time, whatever it might be. You need to do those things and get good at them. Find ways to become more competent at them. Now, for me, I was always really bad at paying my bills on time. I don't know why. I would just always forget. And so what I found after having that happen a few times, I found, okay, I'm just going to pay everything by auto pay. That gave me the confidence that those bills would get paid and allowed me to start focusing on my finances and managing everything better to make sure the money was in the account when it needed to be there. So competence is confidence. If you want to be more confident as an adult, you have to gain competence in all the different areas of your life. So I hope that helped, Ivan. Thank you so much for sending the question in. Let's jump into the third and final question of this episode. So for the third question, Bryson asks, Greg, how do I stop getting caught in my head and getting stuck in the process of thinking about things, learning about things, but never doing things? Well, Bryson, thank you so much for the question. And here's what I've found to work. There is a 3-step process: learn, do, and reflect. Now, here's what I mean. You have to learn. You have to be gaining new knowledge, new skills, new context, new understanding. That's how you grow. That's how you better understand the world that you're operating in, whether it's in your fitness or finances or whatever area, right? You have to gain those skills and that knowledge and that experience. And there's no better way to do that than to actively try to learn these things. Then you have to take it to the next step. You have to do something immediately. So for me, the minute I learn something new, I try to execute on it. Now, I play a lot of video games. I talk about this all the time. One of the games that I put a lot of attention into to get better is Fortnite. And I love the game. I play with my family. It's such an incredible experience, but I was really bad at it in the beginning. What I decided to do to fix that is very simple. I would learn a new skill. I would follow a player, see what they do. Then I would immediately try to do it. And I would spend a significant amount of time practicing and doing that thing. And then I would sit down and I would reflect. I would look on what did I do wrong? What did I do right? What can I do better? Now, this process, I'm talking about video games, so it's a little funny, but this process works for everything. If you want to manage your finances better, you have to learn how to do it, figure out the spreadsheets, figure out the processes, so on and so forth. Then you actually have to sit down and do it. You have to build the spreadsheet. You have to record the information. You have to track everything. And then you have to reflect and question, is this the best way? Can I improve it at all? So learn, do, reflect. You have to learn something, but immediately make it a rule for yourself. Immediately you will take action and you will move that thing forward. That has to be the immediate next step. Otherwise, you will find yourself getting stuck in the mental side. So with that said, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into the first episode of Ask Greg. This is supposed to be a recurring series, so tune in next Thursday to catch the next one. And if you have a question, if you want me to answer something for you as your coach, well, all you have to do is submit the question. Find me on Instagram at Gregg Clunis, on Twitter at Gregg Clunis, or drop the question in the comments down below on YouTube, or just post it in the group. Wherever you can reach me, send me your question, and I will answer it in a future episode of Ask Gregg. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.